Evening. I'm calling to order the very first Providence City Council meeting of 2026 on Thursday, January 8th. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Council President Miller.
Present.
Deputy Majority Whip Anderbois. Present. Councilor Davidson. Majority Leader Espinal.
Present.
Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonzalez is absent. Councilwoman Graves is absent. Deputy Majority Leader Harris is absent. Councilwoman Peterson.
Present.
Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo.
Present.
Councilor Royas is absent. Councilwoman Ryan. Majority Whip Sanchez.
Present.
Councilman Taylor.
Present.
Councilwoman Ana Vargas.
Present.
Councilman Oscar Vargas.
Present.
You have 11 present and 4 absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Will everyone please rise for the invocation this evening? Yesterday in Minnesota, a woman was murdered by federal agents. She was a poet, among, I am sure, many other things, and I'd like to start tonight by sharing her words on Learning to Dissect Fetal Pigs by Renee Nicole Macklin Good. I want back my rocking chairs, solipsis sunsets, and coastal jungle sounds that are tercets from the cicadas and pentameter from the hairy legs of cockroaches. I've donated Bibles to thrift stores, mashed them in plastic trash bags with an acidic Himalayan salt lamp. The post-baptism Bibles, the ones plucked from street corners, from the meaty hands of zealots, the dumbed-down, easy-to-read, parasitic kind. Remember more the slick rubber smell of high-gloss biology textbook pictures. They burn the hairs inside my nostrils, and salt and ink that rubbed off on my palms. Under clippings of the moon at 2:45 a.m., I study and repeat. Ribosome, endoplasmic, lactic acid, stamen. At the IHOP on the corner of Powers and Stetson Hills, I repeated and scribbled until it picked its way and stagnated somewhere I can't point to anymore. Maybe my gut. Maybe there, in between my pancreas and large intestine, is the piddly brook of my soul. It's the ruler by which I reduce all things now, hard-edged and splintering, from knowledge that used to sit, a cloth against fevered forehead. Can I let them be both? This fickle faith and this college science that heckles from the back of the classroom. Now I can't believe that the Bible and Quran and Bhagavad Gita are sliding long hairs behind my ear like Mom used to, and exhaling from their mouths. Make room for wonder. All my understanding dribbles down the chin onto the chest and is summarized as, life is merely to ovum and sperm, and where those two meet, and how often and how well, and what dies there. Sisters and brothers, we're convening for the first time this year, but for the second time in a row in the shadow of a tragedy that could and should have been avoided. And I just want to speak to my colleagues tonight and say we're each of us called to this work, to stand together before our city under the guidance of a higher authority. And I'm going to start us just with an adapted invocation from the writer Eric Worrell. I know the norm is to ask you to bow your head in reverence to the higher power you pray to, and you're welcome to do that. But I'd also invite you to open your eyes and be in this moment with me and with each other. We are surrounded by people with enormous talent, kindness, empathy, and impact. And we have come to attain these things by some combination of natural ability, hard work, positive influences, education, and even some luck. Our lives might be drastically different if even one of the things went just a little bit differently. So to begin, let's take a moment to be grateful for the simple fact that we are here, that we are fortunate or lucky or special enough to be among people we respect and admire, doing work on behalf of our city. Let's take a moment today to express gratitude for the opportunities we have been given and the mistakes for which we have been forgiven. Let's be grateful, whether for a greater plan or for a random sequence of events that has led us here to this moment today. However you got here, I am glad you are here and I am grateful for you. Thank you. Let's be grateful in advance for our time together tonight and at every meeting this year. Let's be grateful for all of the humans who touch every part of making our meetings possible, from the agendas to the people from the public who join us here. and all of the efforts that go into the work that we do. Let's thank each other for the honesty, candor, and grace that we will bring to our important deliberations in this chamber in 2026. To each of you, thank you. Let's be grateful that today, at least for this moment, we are safe, we are secure, we are surrounded by colleagues, we are loved, and we live in a community that welcomes us, regardless of who we are, who our parents are, where we went to school, how much money is in our bank account, where we are from, who we love, or to whom we pray. Let's remember that there are many places, some closer than we might think, where any one of us might not be welcome for any one of those things. Thank you for being exactly who you are and bringing all of that to our work together. And finally, let's remember that gratitude is only one part of the equation. As we begin 2026, let's remember that our purpose here is to do the good work our neighbors count on and to ensure that in our gratitude, we have more to give others so we can spread opportunity and gratitude out into our world, whether through our collective efforts here or our individual actions, whether through a grand gesture or offer a small kindness. Let's remember that we, each of us, can put more good into this world as the day arises. And let's allow this gratitude to guide us, to stay in each moment as it arises, to approach our work with humility and mutual respect, and to at all costs fight for our truths and what we love. Thank you. The Pledge of Allegiance tonight will be led by Councilwoman Anderbaugh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, item 3.
Madam President,
I'm sorry, hold on one second. Madam Clerk, please note Councilor Reyes has joined us. Welcome, Councilor. And item 3.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reader of item 3 and move approval.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk, please open the vote.
The vote is now open. Councilwoman Vargas, can you please electronically vote? And the vote is now closed. That is 12 ayes and 3 absent. The motion carries. The minutes are approved.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 4.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reader of item 4 and 5.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on items 4 and 5? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Please note 4 and 5 is received.
So noted.
Item 6.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reader of items 6 and 7.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on items 6 or 7? Hearing none. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Madam Clerk, please refer item 6 to the Committee on Ordinances and item 7 to the Committee on Finance.
So noted.
Item 8.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reader of item 8 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on item 8? Absolutely. Madam Clerk, will you please read item 8?
Whereas Major Roger Aspinall, a resident of Providence's 5th Ward, has successfully graduated from the Federal Bureau of Investigation National Academy, a prestigious and highly selective law leadership enforcement program. And whereas Major Aspinall has dedicated nearly 30 years of service to the Providence Police Department and currently commands the Uniform Bureau, the department's largest and most visible division. And whereas, as commanding officer, Major Aspinall is entrusted with the responsibility of overseeing daily police operations, ensuring compliance with departmental policies and procedures, supporting training and specialized units, and thoughtfully allocating personnel and resources to meet the needs of the community. And whereas, taken together, these responsibilities reflect Major Aspinall's central role in upholding professional standards, accountability, and the quality of service provided to the residents of Providence. And whereas Major Aspinall's recent graduation from the FBI National Academy, a program dedicated to strengthening leadership, integrity, and professionalism in law enforcement, underscores his continued commitment to excellence in public service. And whereas this rigorous program challenges participants through accredited academic instruction, demanding physical training, and meaningful collaboration with law enforcement leaders from across the nation and around the world. And whereas nomination to the FBI National Academy is itself a distinguished professional achievement requiring stringent qualifications, including nomination by the head of one's agency, attainment of the rank of lieutenant or higher, and completion of higher education. And whereas Major Roger Aspinall has met and exceeded these high standards, representing both the City of Providence and the Providence Police Department with distinction and honor throughout his participation in the FBI National Academy. Now therefore be it resolved that the Providence City Council hereby congratulates Major Roger Aspinall on his graduation from the FBI National Academy and commends him for this outstanding accomplishment and his decades of dedicated service to the Providence community. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be transmitted to Major Roger Aspinall as an expression of the City Council's respect and appreciation.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Chairwoman Ryan.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam Clerk, for reading. I would just like to say that this is a remarkable recognition of a distinguished service person for the City of Providence. I think this was an easy one for me to put forth, but it exemplifies the level of professionalism and the quality and caliber of our police department. Roger was recognized surely by this selective engagement, but also he works with a host of other professional police officers. We saw their professionalism played out, unfortunately, the horrific events that we witnessed at Brown, but could not be prouder of Roger Aspinall for his accomplishment, but also the entire Providence Police Department for their extreme professionalism. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Further discussion on item 8? Councilwoman Peterson.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment to echo what the sponsor had said. Roger Aspinall has become a wonderful friend in the process of learning what I needed to do here. And I think one of the things that I respect most about Roger is that while we may not necessarily see eye to eye on everything, he certainly respects my decisions and the things that come forward. And I also respect his opinions and how important the work that he does is as well. So I just wanted to echo, like I said, what the sponsor said and congratulate Roger on his wonderful accomplishment.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Further discussion on item 8? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please open the vote.
The vote is now open. The vote is now closed. We have 12 ayes, 3 absent. The motion passes. The matter is approved on a voice vote.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 9, please.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of item 9.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on item 9? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Please refer item 9 to the Committee on Public Works.
So noted.
Item 10.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of item 10 and pass for the first time in a roll call vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on item 10? Chairwoman Ryan.
Thank you, Council President. I just rise to provide a bit of explanation. We are repealing a TSA in this instance at the request of the person who received the TSA. It was approved in 2019. They never used it. They never developed. They never built. They received no benefit from the City of Providence. They paid the taxes that were due prior to receiving this TSA. So we're repealing it for that reason. They can certainly come back to us and apply again, should they choose to move forward with this or any other project. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Further discussion on item 10? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please open the vote and call the roll.
The vote is open, and I will call the roll. Council President Miller.
Aye.
Deputy Majority Whip Anderbaugh. Councilor Davidson. Aye. Majority Leader Espinal.
Aye.
Senior Deputy Majority Leader Gonsalves is absent. Councilwoman Graves is absent. Deputy Majority Leader Harris is absent. Councilwoman Peterson.
Aye.
Council President Pro Tempore Pichardo.
Aye.
Councilor Royas. Councilwoman Ryan.
Aye.
Majority Whip Sanchez.
Aye.
Councilman Taylor. Councilwoman Ana Vargas.
Aye.
Councilman Oscar Vargas.
Aye.
You have 12 ayes and 3 absent. The motion carries. The matter is approved for the first time on a roll call vote.
Thank you. Item 11,
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of item 11 through 32.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on items 11 through 32? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Madam Clerk, please refer item 11 to the Committee on City Property, item 12 to Claims and Pending Suits, items 13 through 32, note as received.
So noted.
Item 33,
Madam President,
Councilwoman Anderbaugh,
point of personal expression, please.
please.
I rise today to congratulate our colleague, Councilman Royas, who became a father for the second time on January 1st, to a beautiful daughter, and we bought him a little gift. So congratulations. Thank you for giving us hope in 2026 for new beginnings.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Congratulations, Councilman Royas. Item 33,
Madam President,
Majority
Council
Leader.
President,
Yes,
point of personal expression.
please.
Thank you, Madam President, and members. I rise as we begin the year and to ditto what you said earlier in terms of being present, especially in this year, in a difficult year. And we find ourselves not just only outside with the threats that we receive as elected officials, but also as a community. And we echo those messages of a community coming together. I know for us as a city of Providence, but I speak for my ward and just the neighbors that we all have, the challenges that we all face on the economic challenges of watching out for our own neighborhoods, for the economic injustices that we all suffered throughout the years. And I hope that we continue to look forward to making policies that directly continues to improve the lives of our neighbors. I say that as we put our agenda going into 2026 and beyond, whether that may be the addressing the economic challenges that we face and the predatory lending practices that we have in our communities, to also to some form of rent stabilization that will curtail or at least slow down this process of the gentrification that we have in our cities. We know that City of Providence continues to be this city that is vibrant in diversity and economics. We're in the center of the hub of New England, and it's going to continue to get as much and popular, and we are continue to face those economic challenges. And then lastly, some of us celebrated Christmas and the New Year. I was awakened on Christmas Day by a tragic fire that took place on the Elmwood neighborhood. And I know that many of us saw it. I know that we know that it was a very difficult time for a family that got displaced. There were actually 4 families that got displaced there. One, and the owner, who is a dear friend of ours, we call him Stanley. He's a business owner, mechanic, but his family got displaced. His son and his family got displaced. But more tragic was a family that, a mother that lived alone, and the sons came to spend Christmas with her. And unfortunately, during the fire, one of the sons passed away. She was badly burnt. They did everything possible. She passed away. So we lost two individuals, members of our community, during this time of this tragic time that we have gone through in the city of Providence. One remains in the hospital. I know we as a city and as a city council will continue to come together and try to help that family. She is survived by that son that's in the hospital and another daughter that just arrived here as an immigrant and needs that human touch. And we all have to continue to not only support this family, but look at how we are also responding to the needs of our homeless and our people and our neighbors. These young men were also impacted by these economic challenges that we have. One of the young men was also in a shelter, and he was just happened to be celebrating that Christmas with his mother. And he's no longer here, she's no longer here. So as we adjourn, I ask all of you to please, not only do we remember the person that we just lost in Minnesota due to these threats that we continue to have and that we need to feel that we have to defend our neighborhoods and our cities, but also in memory of this family that we just lost. Thank you.
Thank you, Pro Tem Pichardo. Item
Sorry,
33. Councilwoman
so
Peterson.
present.
That's okay.
Thank you. If I could have a point of personal expression. I wanted to just, along the same vein, acknowledge the passing of a wonderful community member by the name of Kyron Lopes. One of the things that I think, as a parent, I think one of the things that I first think of in any given situation when somebody much younger than me passes is, how are his parents doing? And I can tell you that just in the few days that I realized who the parents were to this wonderful human being, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize how important that whole family is to the Smith Hill community and the Providence community in general. I think one of the things that we should always do is honor our constituents in whatever way possible we can within our seats here. And I just wanted to acknowledge what a wonderful human being Kyron was and what an example he was to this community, and to let his parents know that we're there in our prayers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for bringing their memories to this body, and our sympathies with them. And also, if there's active ways that we can support, you will let us know. Thank you.
May I have some?
Yes,
the
Councilwoman
expression?
Vargas.
Yes. Tomorrow for this family, so we had I think the little fundraiser or something. My friend sent it to me for these families for tomorrow at night. I think so. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Item 33,
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of item 33 and pass on a voice vote.
Second, Madam President.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on item 33? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Item 34,
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
motion to waive the reading of item 34 and pass on a unanimous rising vote.
Second, Madam President.
Madam President,
Majority Leader.
tonight we will adjourn in the name of
Oh,
those.
I'm sorry. All in favor on the previous motion, item 34? Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Tonight, we will adjourn in the memory of those that have left us, especially in the name of Kyron Lopes, who is the Capitol's police recruit that recently passed away, Renee Good, whom we've seen how tragic her life ended, Julian Rollins, who was the wife of former councilman from Ward 10, John Rollins. She recently passed away. Adrian Perez Fernandez, Daisy Acevedo Aleman, who is the wife of former administrator and school principal Jose Alaman. Our deepest condolences to all, especially to those in Ward 9 who suffer a terrible loss, whose Councilman Pichardo or Pro Tem represents.
Emilia Leiva Severino, and Joel Morales.
May they all rest in peace. Motion to adjourn.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.